Well, you need all 15 of these practices, and so we're still trying to build some depth, get some of the young guys better, get them even more acclimated to our schemes on both sides of the ball. So, these Tuesday and Thursday practices will be important, no question about that. Thursday will just be in helmets and lighter practice, and then Saturday kind of put them in game-like situations and see how they do there.
As far as getting acclimated with the schemes, how have the players been able to handle that?
Pretty good. They're pretty bright kids. As far as getting lined up and kind of having a good feel for what we're doing, they've picked it up great. But, now there's just some technique stuff that we got to get better at all the way across the board. But, they're really bright kids here, and they pick things up pretty quickly.
Hey, Russ, some coaches conduct their spring game one way, and some coaches conduct it another way. Yours is going to be a game, essentially, rather than defense gets, 5 points for a breakup. Or could you go over how you're going to play it?
Yeah, we did that. I'm not very good at math, so we don't do those types of things. So we'll just go ahead and play a game and let somebody up in the box give us 6 if we score, 3 if we kick a field goal. They go 1 for an extra point. I know that. But, you come into a place, and we've done it. You come into a place, you want, the people that are there at the game to enjoy the game, to get a good feel for what's going on. We'll split them up. We'll split coaches up, have coaches on one side and other coaches on the other side, and play it just like a game. I think it's important, like I said, for the people that are there, but also for our team to kind of get a feel for the game situation. So there's a lot of ways to do it. A lot of people do it a lot of different ways, but we're going to do it as a game-like situation.
What percentage of the playbook is in Saturday versus, say, week 1 of the regular season? Offensively, how far along is it?
Well, defensively, we probably have just about everything in, but we don't do much as it is. I mean, it doesn't take long to put one front, one coverage, one blitz in. We do a little bit more than that, but it's not really a complicated deal defensively. We've always been, take good athletes, let them play. Even if they know where we are the majority of the time, just let them play and hopefully you've coached your guys up to a point where you're better than they are potentially. And then offensively, probably not really close to what we would do. But there is quite a bit in both sides of the ball. And that's in the spring game. You probably won't see a whole lot. Now we're not gonna go nuts. We won't blitz at all. So there'll be certain things that we'll do during the course of the scrimmage that'll be different in a game. But for the most part, we got just about everything in.
No Oletta. No Gordon Collins.
Correct.
No Goodall.
Correct. No Jay Palmer.
You haven't seen Loletta really in the mix yet. You have seen Kevin Johnson. Is it fair to assume that there will be a quarterback competition in August, or does Kyle start number 1 because he was number 1?
Well, I've seen enough of Kyle to know he's a really good player. We've watched every game from last year. Talented player. Really excited about him. I've been extremely impressed with Kevin. They all said he had a live arm, and he does. So I think we got as 2 of the best quarterbacks in the league on one team, which is pretty neat to have. You let it play out, but I've been impressed with both of them, no question.
Hey, given the injury situation last year, do you go into spring ball holding back anything physically or modifying anything to try to make sure stuff like that doesn't happen?
No, our guys have kind of felt like, just talking to Coach Brinks, that this has been a more physical practice spring or, any kind of practices that they've had in a long time. And I didn't even think it was that physical, but no, in the spring you go out and you play. Now we don't do a whole lot of scrimmaging in the springtime. Everything we try to do, we stay on our feet at all points. But we've had 2 scrimmages in the spring game, and that's about the only time we've taken them to the ground. But it is physical because it's taking on blocks, it's coming off blocks, it's fitting gaps. It's thudding up and then letting them go. But it's football, so you got to go. But you hope you fix a lot of things this summer as far as how we train them, to try to prevent injuries, and I think that'll happen in the summertime.
What do you hope to see Saturday in the spring game?
Probably just kind of a clean game where we look like we're a functioning football team. We're executing. We're not jumping off sides. We're not having stupid penalties. We're not unorganized, and then let them compete. But this group has competed all spring. They've worked hard. It's a great group of guys to be around. They work hard. They love football. They love this university. So it's been a joy to be around them. But I think you just kind of want a clean game where it looks like the coaches and the players have a little bit of common sense and a lick of sense about them, I would think. But and we'll probably throw it quite a bit in the scrimmage too in the game.
If Kevin starts for Team A, can you name a starter for Team B?
Well, we haven't really split the teams up. We'll do that tomorrow, and we'll probably put Kleiss and Joe and Reed have both gotten a lot of snaps. Reach and Alton have gotten a lot of snaps, so we'll put Kevin with one and then put the other 2. So we'll have 2 quarterbacks on one and 2 on the other one. We're not sure how we're going to do it yet, but we'll play good on good in the scrimmage. So it'll be the 1 offense, 2 defense will be on the same team, and then the 1 defense and 2 offense. So it'll be good on good the whole time.
Did you get the sense that Aaron Corp maybe has been able to help Kyle through the rehab part of it, the mental part of it, coming back from a knee injury, seeing as how Aaron did the same thing?
I don't know. I've never really asked Aaron about that, but I do know that, I want Kyle in Aaron's hip pocket in spring, in the fall, in the summertime. I want those guys joined at the hip, and I think it's important. I mean, Aaron's been through it. Now Kyle's been through the wars too. I mean, so we're not. It's not like you're grooming a young kid, but with a new offense, you want those guys pretty close at all times.
Piggybacking on Corp, how valuable was it to get him to return to Richmond and be like the quarterback coach for your staff?
Well, we had a lot of different ways to go, and I knew I wanted a Richmond guy on our staff. I thought that was important to have a former football player on the staff, and I looked at about 3 of them that were out there, and Aaron kind of fit what we were looking for. I wanted a young guy, so it just so happened that Jeff Durden, who'd coached quarterbacks for a long time, he was good with moving to tight ends and coordinating from there, and then that's when I made the decision to offer the job to Aaron. But he's been really good, and I know he was an excellent player here, and I think it was kind of important to get a quarterback guy coaching the quarterback, somebody that had done it recently. So we're really excited to have him.
Hey, Russ, some coaches save one of those practices for after the game, or are you one of those coaches, or are you done after Saturday's game?
We're done. Saturday will be 15. That's all we get, so we'll be done. But I think I did that one time in my career, and I probably wasn't the head coach when we did it. And that Tuesday, that last practice, it's like pulling teeth. It's a hard practice to get anything out of, to be honest with you. And so we'll end it with the spring game. And we've gotten them all in, which is good. And it looks like the weather will be fine this week, too.